Algebraic fractions. What do we mean by algebraic fractions? Normally, we have fractions where numbers are involved, like 2/5, 6/10. But when we are talking of algebraic fractions, we are talking about algebra, which is in fraction, Like you have 2x/3y, or 2x+2/4x-5. You can have it in various forms, but under algebraic fractions, we'll be able to simplify it, make it to be in the simplest form, and there is possibility of getting values for x, y, or any other variable in the fraction. Algebraic fraction is a very important aspect of STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because there are so many topics. If you are not well grounded in algebraic fractions, you will have difficulty in handling them. For example, calculus generally, variations generally, so many things. We have fractions, and you don't know the value of one. How do you get the value? And some people, because they don't have the foundation, their foundation in algebraic fraction is not that solid. They will just rush and get the answer. At the end of the day, they miss it. So this class is to make it simple and to ensure that you get grounded in this. So you have all the other topics that this one is prerequisite to. You have it as fun. Do you understand? So please be attentive and follow. Now, how do we normally handle algebraic fractions? Because it is a fraction, there will be a part that will be the numerator and the other part that will be the denominator. The main thing you look out for is, do they have common factors? If they have common factors, how do you now, factorize and then cut out the common factors between the denominator and numerator? How do I mean? Assuming you have a fraction like this, 4x/6x+3. The first thing you look at for is, how do I get something common between these two? You do that by factorizing. So let's see. So we are going to have up here, the numerator, we have 2 into 2x plus 1. The denominator 2, we can say 3 into 2x plus 1. So you can see, with this, we can easily cancel out the common factor. This one and this one, because this one, 2x plus 1, is in brackets, and here 2x plus 1 is also in brackets. You can see it as a whole, and then treat it as a figure. That's how you can cut it off. Another situation that can arise is when you have like quadratic or cubic, whatever form of equation. You can have it like that. So let's look at a scenario like this. I have x squared plus 2ax plus a squared divided by x squared minus a squared. In this scenario, looking at the numerator, you can easily say this one is equal to x plus a all squared. That's why all these little knowledge, they are very good to have it in your palm. Here too, this is the difference of two squares. You can easily say this is equal to x plus a divided by x minus a. So I believe you understand what we mean. We try to look for the common factors between the numerator and denominator. So looking at this, you can easily say x plus a into x plus a divided by x plus a over x minus a. You can see this one cuts this. At the end of the day, x plus a over x minus a. So with this, any other conditions given or any other thing asked, you can easily solve and work further. But here, it is still a bit complex than this one. So this one is now easy to handle. And that's why we always call we always talk about simplification when you want to handle algebraic fractions. You always use the word simplify. You always use the word simplify. So, algebraic fractions is very easy and very important. Very important in every aspect of STEM. Now, let's quickly run through these simple ones so that when we get to a bit complex ones, the idea of this one, we use it to solve those ones. The first one says simplify 3x squared divided by 6x. 3x squared divided by 6x. Like we said, we look for the common factors, and or we break it into something like prime factors or its factors. Looking at this, we have 3 times x times x. You can do it like this, over 2 times 3 times x. Looking at this, we can easily cut out the common ones. So here, this one calls this one calls this. You can see. So at the end of the day, we are going to have x over 2. Please put it in mind. Here, we are not having any form of addition or in brackets. So the knowledge of this simple one, we move it into those ones. And when we get there, you will see. Now let's look at the second question. It says, multiply x over y by a over b. So we have x over y times a over b. In this situation, we multiply everything that is in the top side, that is the numerators together, and the denominators together. So we are going to have it like this, x times a divided by y times b. C is multiplication. So we are going to have it like this, ax over by, or anyhow you want to express it. Very simple and straightforward. So you can see, very simple. Now we have this, it says divide x over y by a over b. And we know already that it means that we multiply it by the reciprocal of this. How do I mean? It's going to be x over y times 1 over a over b. And this one, when you have it like this, it's going to turn this one upside down. So we are going to have x over y times b over a. It's going to be xb over ya or ay, whatever. So you can see, this one is similar to the third one, but because it is division, you have to turn this one upside down, that is multiplied by the reciprocal. Is that clear? Thank you. So the next one. Now the next one says, what is c over d multiplied by 5? So we have c over d times 5. In this situation, this 5 will multiply only the numerator. This 5 can be expressed as 5 over 1. Please, for the beginner. That's why I'm starting from here. C over d times 5 is the same thing as c over d times 5 over 1. And that's going to be 5c over d. That one is straight and direct. Now let's see the fifth one. It says, what is c over d divided by 5? C over d divided by 5 is equal to c over d multiplied by the reciprocal of 5. And that is going to be 1 over 5. You can see 1 over 5d. Very simple, very straightforward. Now let's look at the last one. It says, what is cd divided by 1 over 5? C over d times, okay, divided by 1 over 5 will be equal to c over d multiplied by reciprocal of 1 over 5. Our reciprocal of 1 over 5 is 5, which is equal to c over d times 5 is equal to 5c over d. That is 5c over d. So you can see, with this in mind, we'll be able to do any one that is brought before us later on. Now we have dealt with multiplication and division. I want us to go into addition and subtraction. But I want you to also know something. For this algebraic fraction, we can have the denominator or numerator to be figures alone or variables, alphabet alone. How do I mean? You can have it like this. 1 over x or x over 5. You can have algebraic fraction like this. You can also have it like this. X over y. That is, the two of them are variables, alphabets. You can also have it like this. X plus y can have it like this. You can also have it like this, x plus 2 over z plus w, x plus y over z plus 2. So, what I mean, this one can comprise both alphabet and figures. And this one too can be in that format. The denominator and numerator can also be in that format, that is x plus 2 over y plus 6. So please take note. And anytime you are handling this, if you have it like this, you will look at it just like you are looking at a single figure. You will look at it just like something in brackets whenever you have it like this. Don't say, okay, x plus y, so later on you bring this one here, you bring, no. Anytime you are dealing with it, you deal with it as if it is just one single figure. Like this one now. If I want to multiply by another fraction, I will have to do, let's say, like x plus y over z plus w. If I want to work this out, it's going to give me, I'm going to handle it like this, into x plus y divided by y plus 6 into z plus w. So if the question requires me to expand, I will do the expansion then. Is that clear now? And if it is still possible for me to factorize and simplify, I will go ahead and do. So this is where I am bringing you to, that you can have it in this format. And from here, you can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, you can divide. You can do anything in this form, when even it is in this format. But you must always handle it as if it is in bracket as a whole figure. Let's solve this simple expression. So, from there we will go a bit higher. We'll be going a bit higher and higher. One thing I just like to tell you is, whenever you are doing fractions, algebraic fraction, you cannot afford to lose your concentration. You can't. Else, you will have to be doing it again and again. Because you are trying to trace your error at the end of the day, it will take much longer time than restarting. So let's do this and concentrate. Let's look at the first one. It says b over 6 minus c over 15. Mind you, we are doing addition and subtraction now. I have explained some things initially. We do it just like we do our normal fractions. What do we do first? We look for the LCM. What is the LCM of 6 and 15? You can easily say 30. So here, 30. 6 in 30, 5 times b, so you have 5. 15 in 30, 2. So we can say minus 2. Since B and C are not things in common, we need the answers like this. That's the joy of handling algebraic fractions. Just leave it like that. Unless you are now told B is this, C is this, you can go ahead and do that. Now let's look at the second one. It says 1 over C plus 1 over D. Same way, always have this in mind. In as much you have nothing to cut out, the first thing to look for is the LCM. What is the LCM in this case? You can easily get it. The simplest way to get LCM is to multiply the denominators together. And that is C and D. That's CD. C in CD, D. D times 1, D. D in CD, C. C times 1, C. Very simple. That one has ended. That's ended there. Now let's go to the third one. We have x over x minus y plus y over x plus y. Very easy way to go about this. Just multiply the denominators together. That's how you have the LCM. Lowest common factor. And this one is xy, x minus y into x plus y. X minus y into x plus y. Now, x minus y in this is going to give us x plus y. X plus y, you must use it to multiply this. So you have x into x plus y. Plus, please always take note. The sign here is very, very important. Because if this one is not taken into consideration, the sign will affect the sign in the bracket later on. Even when you do some more, you understand. Or if you have already known that. Don't worry. Now, x plus y in this is going to be x minus y. And then you multiply that by y. So y into x minus y. So you can see, this one is more involved than the previous one. The next thing is, let's see if we can still do some things more here. Let's expand. And this one is going to be x squared plus xy plus xy minus y squared divided by x minus y into x plus y. You can see how simple this is. So at the end of the day, we are going to have x squared plus 2xy minus y squared divided by x minus y into x plus y. This one here, we might need, if possible, we can still factorize it further. Now let's do the last one here. We have a over b squared minus b over a squared. The simplest way to find the LCM here is to multiply the denominators. So we have a squared, b squared. B squared is a squared, b squared is a squared. So we are having that, multiply that one by a is going to give you a cube. Same thing here. So this one too will give you b cube. So you can still factorize this one further. Really, you can factorize it further. But this is very simple for me to keep it like this. So you can see, it is easy when you concentrate and you get your answers easily. Now let's move on a bit. So now we are moving up a bit. Let's quickly look through these ones. The first one, look at this. The first one is x squared minus y squared plus 3x plus 3y over x minus y plus 3. And this one will give us, if we factorize this, and then there's common factor to the two sides. So we have x plus y into x minus y. Depends on how you look at it. Plus 3 into x plus y divided by x minus y plus 3. If you look at this, here we have common factor, x plus y. And that's going to give us x plus y into x minus y plus 3 divided by x minus y plus 3. You can see, this one and this one are the same. You have to look at it as a single figure. This one calls it. So at the end of the day, our answer is x plus y. So you have to be thinking and be reasoning in several ways to get this thing easily. Now the next one is this. X squared minus 9 divided by x squared plus x minus 6. Now let's factorize the numerator and denominator straight. So we have this one to be x plus 3 into x minus 3. I believe you know how we got this. Difference of two squares. So here too, two numbers whose product is minus 6 and the sum is 1. So we have x plus 3 and x minus 3. You know, the sum is 1 and the product is minus 6. So what do we have here? This one cancels this. So at the end of the day, we are going to have x minus 3 over x minus 2. That's it. Let's look at the third one. 5x squared minus 5x minus 100 divided by 4x squared minus 8x minus 96. You can quickly factorize this one by dividing the numerator by 5, the denominator by 4. So this one is going to be 5 into x squared minus x minus 20 divided by 4 into x squared minus 2x minus 24. So let's look at this again. What two numbers? When we add it, it give us minus 1. And when we multiply, it's going to give us minus 20. And that is minus 5 and 4. So we are going to have it like this into x minus 5, x plus 4. This one too, two numbers whose sum is minus 2 and product is 24. So we have x minus 6 and x plus 4. I believe. So we are going to have 5 over 4 into third one. Now the next one is this. 6x minus 18y all squared divided by 27y squared minus 3x squared. We can easily, look at this in this way. It's going to be 6 squared into x minus 3y all squared. If you look at this, because this is 6 and 6 here, squared. So that one is done like this. Let's look at this one below. If you look at this, 3 can come out conveniently. You can say 3 into 9y squared minus x squared. You can see. Now, we can factorize this one further by saying 6 squared into x minus 3y all squared divided by 3. This one is difference of 2 squared. Difference of 2 squared. So this is going to be 3y plus x into 3y minus x. 3y plus x and 3y minus x. So bringing this one is going to give me 36 into x minus 3y into x minus 3y divided by 3 into 3y plus x into 3y minus x. I believe this is clear. 6 squared is 36, please. Now let's start. This one and this one are going to have minus 1 here. This one and this one gives me minus 1. This one and this one gives me 12. You can see. So, with this, I'm going to have minus 12 into x minus 3y divided by 3y plus x. Now, to make it have more sense, I can say 12 into 3y minus x divided by 3y plus x. This minus has made this one to change sign. So this one will be positive and the one here will be negative. That's why I have 3y minus x. So all this one should be put into consideration when handling algebraic fractions. That's why I said you cannot afford to lose your concentration. Now this one is x squared minus 6x plus 9 divided by 6x squared minus 17x plus 5. We will now use this one to divide divided by 3x squared minus 8x minus 3 over 4x squared minus 10x. Now for ease, let's do this one to the extent we can handle it. And then we do this one to the extent we can handle it. How do I mean? Let's factorize this one. X squared minus 6x plus 9. That one stands as square of x minus 3. So we have x minus 3 into x minus 3. Now look at this one. We have 6x squared minus 17x plus 5. Let's see. What two numbers? If we add, will give us minus 17. And when we multiply, it will give us 30. That is 15 and 2. So we have 6x squared minus 2x. Minus 2x minus 15x plus 5. Let's do this one also. Two numbers whose sum will give us 8 minus 8 and the product will give us minus 9. So we have minus 9 and 1. So we have 3x squared minus 9x plus x minus 3. Yeah, this one can be easily factorized. 2x. So I can say 2x into 2x minus 5. So you can see it's becoming clearer. Again, let's work it further. I can say x minus 3 into x minus 3. Now look at this. 2x into 3x minus 1 minus 5 into 3x minus 1 divided by, looking at this, we can say 3x into x minus 3 plus 1 into x minus 3 divided by 2x making it easier to handle now. So we can now factorize very well and cut whatever we need to cut. Now, bringing this one back here. So x minus 3 here. This one is factorized, I put it here. 2x into 2x minus 5. I turn it up because the sign here is division. So for it to be multiplied. And this one now I factorize 3x plus 1, x minus 3. So now we can easily cut. This one cuts this. This one cuts this. You can see. So I have x. This one will now give us 2x into x minus 3 divided by 3x minus 1 into 3x plus 1. If you like, you can multiply this, but I believe this is the best way to do this. This is the best way to do this. So you can see, you don't need to impute any, to bring in any formula. Just follow the steps. The same step every time. The same thing. You are doing the same thing over and over, and you get your final answer easily, correctly. Let's do this last one in this section. Now this one is just that this one is in chains of 3. This one is going to be x squared minus y squared over x squared minus 2xy plus y squared times 2x squared minus xy minus y squared over xy plus x squared divided by y minus x over x squared minus xy. Now, let's break it further. This is sum of difference of two squares. So this one is going to be x plus y into x minus y. And this one too is square of difference. That is x minus y squared. And I like to write it like this. This is x minus y squared. Just by observation, you know. Now let me bring this one here. Times, if you change, let's make it x into x minus y divided by y minus x. That one stands like that. Let's now undo this last one. The denominator, I can easily make it like this. X into y plus x. You can see. Let me work on this numerator. That is 2x squared minus xy minus y squared. Two numbers whose product will give me minus 2 and the sum is minus 1. That is minus 2 and 1. So let me quickly do it. It's going to be 2x squared minus 2xy plus xy minus y squared. What does that give me? It gives me 2x into x minus y plus y into x minus y. So I can easily write here now 2x plus y into x minus y. So now let's go into the cutting. Let's go to the cutting. That's the most interesting part in fractions. Cut this. Yeah, again. Y plus x fractions. Okay. X minus y, x minus y. X. If you look at this and this one, you see that this one and this one is, when you cut it, it's going to be minus 1 because signs are in different positions. If it had been plus, it will be the same thing. So y minus x and x minus y. So this answer here is minus 1. So at the end of the day, I'm going to have minus 1 into 2x plus y. So that's the answer. Very easy, straightforward. I've told you, concentrate, continue doing the things that you ought to do. Factorize. At the end of the day, you get your answer. I believe you enjoyed this session of STEM Cafe lectures. Wait for the second part of this, and I'm assuring you, you will enjoy it. Kindly, share, subscribe if you haven't. If this is the first time, please let others know about it. Comment and like. I appreciate you. Thank you very much.